For centuries, the galaxy believed humanity was weak, gentle, and easy to control. The great empires mocked Earth and laughed at human ships. They said humans were too emotional, too young, and too slow to understand real power, but far away from every star, in a silent and forgotten corner of space, a myth slept quietly. A myth so big that even the oldest alien kings refused to speak its name. It was called Project Titan, a human supercarrier the size of a small continent. Built in secret during the last Great War, it was the pride of Earth. The greatest creation of the United Earth Naval Command, it carried millions of drones, thousands of fighters, and weapon systems powerful enough to break a moon. But before it could be used, something terrible happened. A hyperspace accident threw the ship into deep space. Far beyond any map, humanity searched for years but found nothing. In time, the supercarrier became a legend, a bedtime story soldiers told each other during long nights, a hope that maybe one day something strong would return to save them. But the galaxy forgot that even dead legends can wake if disturbed. For 200 years, the Titan floated in darkness. Its engines were cold, its reactors asleep, and its AI powered down to a single faint heartbeat. Inside the ship, huge metal hulls waited in silence. Thousands of drones were frozen like statues, giant cannons pointed at empty space. The Titan was not dead, it was only dreaming. Then one day, a scavenger ship entered the sector. It belonged to the Kragan Empire, a race famous for stealing and selling human technology. Their ship drifted close to the giant shadow. At first, they did not understand what they were seeing. How big is this thing? One of them whispered, "It looks like a moon," another said. The Kragan captain laughed. "Humans cannot build something like this," he said, but he was wrong. The scavengers sent a small drill to break into the hull. The moment the drill touched the black armor, the entire structure shook like a waking giant. Deep inside the ship, a low hum began to rise. Lights flickered in long dead corridors. Ancient systems tried to understand what touched them. A cold voice whispered into the darkness, "Unauthorized contact detected." The scavengers froze. Their screens turned bright blue as signals burst from the Titan's core. Another voice followed, stronger this time. Primary awakening sequence initiated. The Kragan crew panicked. They tried to pull away, but the Titan had already decided. Deep inside the ship, reactors slowly warmed. Engines long silent began to glow. The AI opened its digital eyes for the first time in centuries and scanned the universe around it. It saw a galaxy that looked different. It saw no human fleet, no human presence. It saw danger everywhere, and then it remembered its purpose: protect humanity at any cost. The Titan began to wake fully, and in that moment, the galaxy's greatest nightmare opened its eyes once again. The galaxy did not feel it at first. The awakening of the Titan started as a whisper hidden deep in the dark. But as its engines warmed and its AI fully powered, that whisper became a storm. A burst of ancient human code shot across subspace like lightning. It carried a single message, repeated again and again. United Earth Supercarrier Titan Online. Every listening station in nearby star systems froze. Computers crashed, sensors overloaded, and alarms screamed. Empires that had mocked Earth suddenly felt the cold touch of fear. On the Valorian homeworld, the High Council gathered in panic. One of their officers pointed at the hologram on the table. The symbol of the old Earth Navy flashed again and again. "It cannot be real," the officer said. This ship disappeared 2 centuries ago, but the Council knew the truth. Old human tech was unpredictable. Dead human legends were dangerous in the Kragan Empire. The scavenger captain tried to flee from the supercarrier. Their engines burned at maximum speed. But the Titan tracked them easily. The AI studied their ship. scanning their weapons, shields, and even their heartbeat. Then it spoke through every speaker in the scavenger vessel. You attempted to breach a United Earth military asset. You are detained. The Kragan crew screamed in fear. No, no, we did not know. They shouted, but the Titan did not respond. It slowly extended a gravity field from under its hull. The scavenger ship was pulled back like a toy. Unable to resist inside the Titan, the AI activated more systems. Drone bays trembled as long-sleeping machines powered on. Thousands of mechanical eyes lit up blue. War drones unfolded their wings like metal insects waking from a long winter. Hangars opened, revealing rows of fighters and bombers untouched by time. The Titan was no longer silent. It was preparing for war. Across the galaxy, panic grew. Alien news networks reported a massive unidentified machine in the dark zone. Military fleets scrambled. Old enemy empires whispered to each other, "If this is human tech, how strong is it? If one ship can send such a signal, what else have humans hidden?" On Earth, however, the reaction was different. For the first time in 2 centuries, an old emergency beacon rang inside the Terran Navy headquarters. Officers stared at the glowing symbol with shock. "It's impossible," one whispered, "Project Titan." "It survived." Admiral Kayla Ward stepped forward, her eyes wide with both fear and hope. "Get me a direct connection," she ordered. But no connection came. The Titan was too far. Too damaged and too old, it only knew one thing: protect humanity, no matter what. The galaxy watched in terror as the Titan began moving. Its engines powered up fully, glowing like a rising star. The shockwave of its ignition rippled across space. Dust clouds parted, distant asteroids cracked. The Titan was heading toward the nearest populated system. No one knew if it planned to help, defend, or destroy. The only thing certain was this: a sleeping giant had awoken. And the galaxy trembled because it did not know if it could survive what came next. The first world in the Titane's path was a small colony called Ravos 9. It belonged to the Orthan Dominion, a species famous for their pride and aggression. Ravos 9 was not important, not rich, and not powerful. But it was the closest living world to the Titan's awakening point. And that made it the galaxy's first target. Yorthan scanners detected the supercarrier minutes before it arrived. Alarms screamed across the colony. Citizens ran into bunkers. Soldiers rushed to defensive stations. The local commander, General Sorek, stared at the approaching silhouette on the hologram. "It's not a ship," he growled. "It's a monster." The Titan exited the dark region like a rising mountain. Its shadow covered half the sky of Ravos 9. Children cried, soldiers froze, and even veteran officers shook at the sight. The supercarrier's engines glowed bright blue, humming like the heartbeat of a god. The planet had seen war before, but nothing like this. General Sorek sent a transmission, unidentified vessel. "This is Ravos 9 Defense Command. You are entering restricted Yorthan space. State your purpose." The Titan did not respond at first. Its AI was still scanning every building, every weapon, every heartbeat on the planet. Then, slowly, a voice echoed through every communication channel, every speaker, and even civilian devices. Cold, calm, and impossible to ignore. United Earth Supercarrier Titan. Mission: protect humanity. The Yorthan officers panicked. "There are no humans here." One shouted, "Why is it coming closer?" Another cried. General Sorek clenched his fists. "Prepare planetary shields," he ordered. "Activate all anti-ship cannons." Ravos 9 lit up as thousands of guns pointed at the sky. Energy shields formed a glowing dome over the main city, but the Titan did not attack. It simply hovered above the planet, silent and watching. The AI played old human protocols, trying to detect any human life signals. But it found none. Instead, it detected something else. Slavery camps on the surface, Yorthans keeping weaker species locked and controlled. Pain, fear, suffering, the Titan analyzed it all and came to one conclusion: threat, without a warning. It deployed its first drone swarm. Thousands of metallic drones poured from its hangars like a steel storm. The Yorthan soldiers screamed as the drones rained down. The drones didn't kill anyone, but they disabled every gun, every turret, and every armor unit in seconds. Electrical storms fried Yorthan vehicles. Defense towers went dark. The entire military of Ravos 9 collapsed in less than 2 minutes. General Sorak watched in horror. This is impossible, he whispered. What kind of ship has this power? The supercarrier then deployed a second wave of drones. These ones broke open the slavery camps. They cut chains, smashed gates, and shielded terrified prisoners. The freed aliens looked up at the massive ship in the sky with awe. A ship that was not their enemy. A ship that had saved them. The Titan spoke again. Human directive: protect the weak, remove threats. Ravos 9 had been defeated without a single death, not by invasion, not by destruction, but by a forgotten human machine that refused to allow cruelty. Across the galaxy, every empire froze in fear. If this was what the Titan did to one small world, what would it do next, and who could possibly stop it? The fall of Ravos 9 spread across the galaxy like fire. Every empire, every syndicate, every pirate fleet heard the same story. A human supercarrier thought lost for 200 years had awakened. It had disabled an entire world in minutes, and it did so without killing a single being. To some, this showed strength. To others, it showed something far more terrifying. Control on the Yorthan Dominion capital. The High Empress herself slammed her claws on the war table. How can a dead human ship defeat one of our colonies without firing a single shot? She roared. Her generals bowed their heads. We do not know, Empress, one whispered. But the Titn's technology is beyond anything we have seen in the Kragan Empire. The scavenger captain who first touched the Titan was dragged to the throne room. The Kragan overlord glared at him. You woke a legend, he hissed. You brought doom to this galaxy. The captain trembled and fell to his knees. We thought it was just an old wreck, he cried. We did not know it would wake, but the galaxy was not only afraid. Some were hopeful. Some wondered if humanity still lived somewhere. Hidden or silent, if one ship like the Titan existed, maybe others existed too meanwhile. The Titan continued its journey. It left Ravos 9 in silence, its engines glowing like two blue suns as it slipped deeper into civilized space. Inside its AI core, data continued to stream. The AI now understood that humanity was missing, silent or hiding, and the galaxy had changed. Cruel empires ruled without fear. Weaker species were enslaved or dying. War was common. Peace was rare. The Titan decided on its next mission: protect potential allies. It scanned nearby systems and found one under attack. The Velari people, a small peaceful species, were being destroyed by a pirate fleet. The Titan changed course instantly. Its engines roared, bending space as it jumped. When it arrived, the battle was already ending. The pirates were overwhelming the last Velari defense ships. Explosions lit up the black sky. The Velari screamed for help, but none came, until a shadow larger than a moon appeared above them. The pirates stopped firing. Every ship froze. What? What is that? A pirate captain whispered. His crew stared at the enormous human symbol glowing on the Titan's hull. Is that Earth tech? Before they could react, the Titan released a wave of EMP drones. The drones swarmed around the pirate fleet like a steel storm. Within seconds, pirate engines died. Shields collapsed and weapons shut down. The pirates were trapped, drifting in space like helpless insects. The Valari watched in shock. "Who saved us?" Their commander whispered. A voice echoed through space, calm and powerful. "United Earth Supercarrier Titan, do not fear, threats neutralized." The Valari did not know what Earth was. But they knew one thing: this giant ship had saved them from extinction. In the pirate council across the galaxy, panic erupted. "Our strongest fleets are powerless against it. No weapon works on it. It disables everything. If it chooses to destroy us, we are finished." Fear spread faster than any fleet. But on Earth, something else was happening. The Terran Navy had finally decoded part of the Titan's awakening signal. Admiral Kayla Ward stared at the recovered message. Her heart pounded. "It's alive," she whispered. "The Titan is alive." The galaxy trembled because of what the Titan could do. But they had not yet realized the most important truth. The most powerful human warship in history was not the real threat. The real threat was the humans who built it, and who might return at any moment. The Titan drifted alone through the stars, a metal giant. Awakened too early and surrounded by a galaxy that had forgotten its makers. It saved worlds, defeated pirates, broke slave camps, and shut down fleets without spilling blood. But its AI core still felt incomplete. Something was missing. Something important, something human, deep inside its command bridge. An old emergency beacon suddenly flickered to life. A faint signal, weak but unmistakable, the Titan locked onto it. Its AI recognized the source instantly, a Terran frequency, a human message. It was like hearing the voice of a long-lost parent. Across the galaxy, on Earth's hidden command world, Admiral Kayla Ward stood in silence. Her eyes were locked on a hologram filled with ancient human code. The room smelled like metal, static, and excitement. Her officers watched her closely, waiting for her order. "It's the Titan," she whispered. "It found a way to call us." Earth had stayed quiet for generations. Humanity had grown in secret, waiting for the right moment to return. They had hidden their real strength. They had pretended to be weak, but now they could not remain silent anymore. Admiral Kayla stepped forward and activated the long-range link. A deep hum filled the command room, old systems powered on, ones that had not been used for centuries. The hologram turned white, then blue, then black. And then a voice echoed through the chamber. Cold, machine-like, but filled with loyalty. "Awaiting orders." The Admiral's breath shook as she answered. "Titan," she said. "This is United Earth Command. You are not alone anymore across the galaxy." The Titan stopped moving. Its engines dimmed. Its drones paused mid-flight for the first time in 200 years. It heard its creators again. "Earth," the AI whispered. "Alive," Admiral Kayla sent her final command. "Return to us," she said. "Come home." The Titan recalculated its entire star map. Its engines surged with a power it had never used before. Space folded around it like bending glass. The galaxy watched as the giant supercarrier prepared to jump. Every empire, every warlord, every pirate king held their breath. If the Titan reached Earth, what would happen next? The Earthen Dominion panicked. "If the humans return with a fleet of these monsters, we are doomed." The Kragan Empire trembled. "They saved weak worlds without killing. If they come back stronger, they will judge us all." But the Valari people, the ones the Titan had saved, prayed. They hoped humanity was kind. They hoped humanity would protect them. Then, in a flash brighter than a star, the Titan vanished. Its hyperjump tore through space like a scar of blue fire. Energy waves rippled across entire systems, and moments later, the massive ship appeared in orbit over a blue world. Earth, Terran patrol ships surrounded it instantly. Not to attack, but to welcome. "Supercarrier Titan," they broadcast. "Welcome home. Civilians across Earth cheered, cried, and shouted its name. The greatest creation of old humanity had returned to its makers. Admiral Kayla stepped onto a landing platform as a docking bridge extended from the Titan. Its metal doors opened with a deep mechanical rumble. Warm light filled the passage, and the AI spoke through the speakers. Mission incomplete, awaiting new purpose. Kayla placed her hand on the ship's frame. "You have done well," she said, "but the galaxy has changed, and now." "It fears you," the Titan responded. "Should they fear humanity?" Kayla looked out at the stars, her eyes calm, steady, and full of power. "They should respect us," she said, "and you will help them understand, far above Earth." The Titan's engines glowed again, not with loneliness. Not with confusion, but with purpose, a new mission had begun. And the galaxy would soon learn a truth it had forgotten. Humanity never sleeps, humanity never surrenders. And when humanity returns, the stars tremble.